What's good, squad? What's good, my family? Welcome to the Boss Chick Corner, and I am your girl Kaylee, and you are in the corner. Joining us today is my girl Sha'Ketta Davis of Davis Global Enterprises. We're gonna get into some good stuff today, y'all. But before we do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button, comment, subscribe. Let your girl know you in the corner with us today. Go ahead, subscribe. You want to. It's the boss thing to do. We keep it bossy, we keep it saucy. Subscribe. All right. So, Sha'Ketta, I know this is probably a new thing for you.
Absolutely.
And this is a new thing for me as well because you're my first live in-person interview.
Ding, ding, ding. Whoa.
So how does it feel?
The pressure is on.
Well, we are going to break that pressure today, right now. I'm going to think of a few things to do. I like to do an icebreaker. We're going to do the nonprofit edition of Boss or Not. So I'm going to give you a couple examples of a few things and you tell me if it's boss or not for a nonprofit. Okay. First up, candy sales for a fundraiser.
Or not.
Got you. Let's see what else. Car washes for a nonprofit.
See, you making me. Okay, is there like a middle ground? Or it just got to be one or the other?
One it up.
Or not.
Okay. Let's see. I see a lot of this for different organizations. What about popcorn sales?
Or not. And can we explain a little bit later?
Definitely.
Or now?
You can go ahead.
Okay. So I'm saying or not because a lot of times when nonprofit organizations do fundraisers, like that's the only fundraiser that they do like over and over and over again. And according to federal governance, there's a law that talks about UBIT, so unrelated business income tax. And so if your nonprofit organization receives so much percentage of their income in unrelated income, then instead of being a 501c3, which is tax exempt, you would have to pay taxes. So I'm saying non-related, I'm saying like those are things that you probably shouldn't do when it comes to fundraising, but it's okay to do it as long as you are only doing it maybe like once a year and a certain percentage of your income for that particular year does not come from unrelated business income. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that will go for the other two that I named as well?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, my last one, what about gala events like sneaker balls or Met Gala type of event?
And so that's different. So as long as you can kind of relate that back to what your mission is. So if the mission is to raise funds from donor contributions to go towards a summer program or go towards an after school program or something like that, then that's definitely allowable with no issues and no reservations.
Awesome. So that would be a boss.
Boss. Yeah.
Okay. Y'all hear that, right? Okay, good. Well, I love these little icebreakers because it gives you knowledge as well. It gives you an insight to different people's perspectives as well. So thank you. Are you a little warmed up now?
Oh, yeah, I'm a little hot.
Yeah, okay. Y'all hear that, right? So we're going to keep it going. We're going to stick to the business. We're back to business today as usual. So Davis Global Enterprises, what is it and how did it come about?
Jesus. So Davis Global Enterprises. You want me to hold this? Okay. So it's DGE. That's my baby, y'all. Davis Global Enterprises is a consulting company that I started in 2020. And we work with aspiring, emerging, and well-established nonprofit organizations. So if you're an aspiring nonprofit CEO and you want to start a nonprofit, we can help you with that. If you are an existing, emerging, like coming up, you already got a couple of things in line, but you really want to create some programs and design some systems and stuff, we can help you with that. And then if you are a well-established nonprofit organization that has been in existence and you want us to come in and check your systems out, check your compliance measures out, and even help you to start getting ready to apply for funding, we can help you with that. So we do a gamut of work with nonprofits, whether you are trying to start one, you already have one, or you're ready to start seeking funding.
Okay. See, I told you we were dealing with a boss today, y'all. I told y'all. So, what has been a major inspiration for you in this journey?
So for me, a major inspiration is just life itself. Everybody has aspirations and dreams. Everybody wants to help somebody, and there are laws that we have to make sure that we abide by and we stay within in order to, make sure that we are in compliance with state, local, and federal regulations. And I don't want anybody to kind of get bogged down with having to make sure, oh, I'm in compliance with this, I'm in compliance with that. No, I want to bear that burden so that you can just do the work of actually implementing the program, designing the program, reaching the kids, doing what it is that you love to do. And if you want to learn like the regulation compliance side, I can teach you the regulation and compliance side. But if you want me to just do that for you, I can do it too.
Okay. Get you one that can do both, y'all. But that brings me back to my number one question. Everybody know this is one of my clients, my social media clients. And my number one question was, what is your why? And I like responses like this. So I appreciate you, girl.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for you, what was the first step for you starting your business?
So I have a nonprofit organization of my own. And so I was kind of familiar with, how to navigate through the local and state and federal structures. But a nonprofit is totally different from a for-profit organization. So just really getting into different classes or sessions, or, getting me a business coach that actually knew the ropes of LLC business structures that could help me to define what my organization was, help me to develop, because nonprofits, we don't have prices. We don't have the price of guide. We don't have to do like competitive analysis and all. Man, it's so much for the LLC. So, just having somebody with that experience and prior knowledge to kind of help me, has been an amazing asset for me in this journey.
Okay, so a great mentor.
I
love it. So I also like to.
Oh, can I do a shameless plug?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sha'Ketta Moore of Treasured and Chosen. She is a business coach, and she has, I don't know how many years of experience with helping people start LLCs and do business plans and pricing and stuff like that. So yeah, and that's one of the people that really helped me. Another person was the Melody Lachey, and she's not only an entrepreneur, but she's also like a branding coach. So she kind of helped me when it came to branding initially with my logo and stuff. And then Shanina Brown did my logo. Yeah. Okay. And so now we're doing a hands off to the Kay Lee to do all the advertising and marketing so that we can give people, the services that they need.
Yes. Boss behavior over here. I love boss ladies. Hey, Ashley. That's another one. Sensible sister, y'all. She in the building. Okay, so shout out to you ladies. You guys are wonderful, because I think Melody was our Working Woman Wednesday last week or the week before last. So shout out to y'all. Y'all did great. I didn't have to critique too much, and I love it when I don't have to. So appreciate it. The next question, which I always ask in my brand profile regarding your target audience. What does your customer avatar look like? Now, I understand, we all understand about the emerging, aspiring, the ones who are already in development and have gotten beyond. But what specific traits does that avatar have? Do you have a specific genre or movement that you support a little bit more, or are there any restrictions?
Yeah. Now, first of all, avatar, that's new to me. So my mind is processing like, oh, okay. So, but back to business. So I guess my avatar would be a Black or brown woman. because so often we wear so many hats and we juggle so many things, and sometimes we just need a level of support, insight, guidance, and just relationship and network building. So my avatar would definitely be a Black or brown woman who has an invested interest in youth and women empowerment. And so, there are organizations that work with, the elderly population and men and stuff like that. And I do assist people with those different missions and visions as well. But my heart and my passion is women of color who are working with youth and children, excuse me, youth and women.
Okay. I love it. So again, I love those distinctive answers. They are niched down. Take note, people. But yeah, I love it.
Can I say something on that? It took me a minute to kind of niche down to figure out what it was that I wanted to do, because like my background is really, really wide. So I worked in retail for a while. I worked in corrections for a while. Yeah, I was a correctional officer.
That's a new one for me.
Yeah, I did that for a while. I worked with a nonprofit, and within that nonprofit, I worked in the research, data, evaluation area, and then I worked in early Head Start, and then I worked in mental and behavioral health as the director of about 4 different grants. And so now I work at a university, and we have a $15 million grant, and I am the associate director of finance. So I kind of manage the budget and stuff like that for that organization. And so with all, and then
and hold on, pause. And she good with numbers, y'all.
I'm kind of good with numbers.
Y'all better get you one.
Yeah, and then in 2 weeks I started teaching at Delta State.
Ooh.
I will be teaching nonprofit program planning and evaluation. And so like nonprofit stuff is really my life, is what I eat, sleep, and breathe. But like I said earlier, it took me a minute to kind of niche down to figure out, because I love so much stuff and I can do so many things, like who my target audience is. And so if anybody out there trying to struggle to figure out who your target population is, don't feel bad. We all struggle. And sometimes I know and then I don't know, and it changes and expands. So yeah, it's cool.
And Ashley says, I understand the wide background completely. My brain goes crazy when I start thinking about my target audience.
Baby.
Correct. Correct. Because we're in tune with so many different things, especially like you said, when we wear so many hats, it's kind of hard to pinpoint it down. But I also like to think that since we wear so many hats, it's okay to have multiple disciplinaries. So focus one on this one, focus on one on this one, but at least start one first before you start bouncing around to everything. So
I agree.
Oh, she said she's terrible right now with numbers. Teach me your ways.
I got you.
Love it. Let's get this circle going.
Absolutely.
But that brings me to my next question, since we bounce around to multiple things and we get to network with some great people. What has been some of your favorite networking events for your businesses?
Okay, so contrary to popular belief, I am an introvert at heart. Dun dun dun. Listen, I could be in my place and and just be cool, or just be to myself and be fine. So having to network has been a learning curve for me. And so I really have to push myself outside the limits. And so I guess recently, oh, y'all. Okay, so I went to this event by the Melody Lachey, right? And so I was just going there, in support of what she was doing and everything. And this woman called me up to tell about my organization, what I do. And so like that was a network opportunity right there. It was a divine opportunity, but it was something that was not planned. So that was definitely an amazing time to connect with people. Right. And I've had people, to come to me after the event to try to figure out, about my services and different things like that. Another option was when I was Y'all, and the thing is, I don't necessarily just go to events because when I go to events and stuff, I go to learn and get information. And so to talk about what it is that I do is kind of difficult for me. But yeah, so I was at this one particular event, and it was for something totally different. And then a person started talking about nonprofits, and I was able to kind of interject and sell myself using my little 30 to 45-second elevator pitch. And
that was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
Did you have your elevator pitch?
I did.
Please, people, if you don't have one, develop you a who, what, when, where, why elevator pitch that is about 60 to 90 seconds long. Something that you can get through within an elevator ride. Please go ahead and get that together. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm writing that down. That's something I'll put on the website. Okay, like how to structure your elevator pitch. But yeah, I was able to kind of interject that into the conversation. Come on now, yeah. So yeah, just take every opportunity wherever you go. Like, you are your brand. You're supposed to sell your brand everywhere you go. People might get tired of hearing you talk about Davis Global Enterprises, magic, nonprofit stuff, or whatever. Oh, here she go again, baby. That's fine. At least you know. You are aware.
When you hear it, you already know what the mission is.
Yep.
It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So with you working with a wide variety of people, what has been like the most common issue for nonprofits?
I would say struggling to identify their mission and vision. So it's like, yeah, I want to work with kids and I want to, help them to be better. But what is your mission? Like, how do you want to do that? What steps do you want to take? Like, if you have to take a step back and sit down and say, in 30 years, I want to see my target population look like such and such. How do we get there? You know what I'm saying? So, and it takes sometimes a couple of different sessions for us to really fine tune what the mission and vision is. So I would definitely say that would be one of the struggles.
Okay. It brings us back to that why and also attaching the how. So definitely get into it, y'all. So if y'all wondering what your missions are, think on it a little bit and think on your how, because you're going to always have to have a strategy, especially when you're going into your business plan and things like that. So keep that in mind. See, for you, what are your most important goals in this year? I know we ain't talked about it since we had to do the brand profile. So expand on it a little bit more. What do you see by the end of December?
I see myself having Jesus. Okay. So, I do the business startup for nonprofits, but I also want to offer courses. So I see myself actually advertising and launching my courses, having a couple of people, to sign up for my courses, and then just expanding my brand totally to not just people in Mississippi, but in other states as well.
Okay. Y'all get into it. Classes coming soon with manifesting. Outside of being your social media manager, how else can I, Kaylee, help you in your mission?
Oh, Jesus, in my mission. I would just say to share the information and support me in the endeavors. Like if making posts and stuff like that, share it to people. And if you hear a conversation, somebody's like, yeah, I'm trying to get a grant, or I want to start a nonprofit, send them which is stuff that you already do, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, just continue with the level of support like that, and continue to pray for me, and I think we'll be good to go.
Done and done. So that's the business side of Davis Global Enterprises and Sha'Ketta Davis. Now let's get a little bit personal, just a little bit. So because her nonprofit is called Magic. So outside of Davis Global Enterprises and Magic, who is Sha'Ketta?
Listen, I had to write it down. I'm telling you. Because it was like, I was thinking, and I was like, so like, what are my personal interests? What do I like to do? Because my life generally revolves around like nonprofit stuff.
Right.
So let me look at my notes. No, seriously. I am a fun person.
She is.
I love to play games. I love to travel. I love to shop. I love to help people. I love to give. I love to try to cook, you know? Yeah, I mean, I just want to enjoy life. Like, we work so hard as women, especially women of color, that, my life should be just as equally as important as as my work and professional career. So yeah, like I'm just a wonderful, beautiful soul out here just navigating through life.
Let's pause real quick. And she said shop and beautiful. And look at her. Look at her. I came to the door with this t-shirt on. Shout out to my girl Erica for this Black Podcaster shirt. But I came to the door with this, and look at her coming in here looking
Lord.
like a beautiful butterfly.
And I'm goofy. Yeah, so yeah.
Thank you, Slim. Thank you. All right. So, which I already knew these things, but I wanted you guys to see the light because she's such a beautiful light. Like, we met in the middle of the pandemic, and I was searching for some information regarding me and my mom's nonprofit, and she came to the rescue, and we just became besties all of a sudden just through those interactions during the pandemic. So,
can I say something? Because that right there, and y'all probably looking like, what the hell she? Oh, I'm sorry, can I say hell? What the hell she crying for? But meeting at that particular time in my life, y'all, I had quit everything. I had quit my nonprofit. I had quit my for-profit. I had quit my job, my paying job, and I was living with my parents. Like, yeah, I was done because it was like so much going on. It's like so many pressures were kind of, I guess, just about to get to take me out. I was succumbing to the pressures of life. And it was just so crazy. Then the pandemic hit, which made things even worse. My mental health was going down. My physical health was going down. And then she thinks that she is asking me for help about a freaking nonprofit. But God was sending her into my life to help me. And so she started doing these little things, mental health Mondays, not knowing what I was going through. And so just having somebody there to check in on your mental health, during that time was truly heartfelt, and it was truly amazing. So yeah, she's more than my social media person. She's like, I don't even have a word to describe it. But yeah, make sure you get you a circle of people and allow God to bring people into your life. We always talk about this whole thing, no new friends. That's bull. That's totally bull. Yeah, sometimes, we need new people, and just don't be so hesitant on letting people in. Let people in, because God is trying to do something. God does things through people. We got this whole like cultural thing, like, I'm gonna do it, I got it, I know this. Oh, you don't know everything. Yeah, allow God to make the right divine connections, and everything is just gonna happen when it should. Yeah, so I don't know where that came from. So
girl,
yeah.
That's a word. That's a word. And I appreciate you for everything that you have done also. Like, I think we both was helping each other and didn't even know it. Well, I don't want to make you cry again, but my next question, like, what has been the hardest thing that you've had to grow from?
And my story is probably different from a lot of people's story. A lot of people tell me I can't do this, I ain't gonna be that. People around me were telling me, yes, you can do it, and you should do this, and you should. So for me, it was the weight and the belief that people had in me that I allowed to weigh me down. And it was like, all these people thinking this about me. I don't think I'm nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know a little bit of this, I know a little bit of that, but like, why you think I could do it? Who am I? You know what I'm saying? So like, my biggest struggle has been removing and tearing down my negative self-image, and dismantling all those self-limiting beliefs that I had about myself, so that I can re-evolve and reintroduce myself the way God has intended for me to be. Because, man, according to God, man, I'm that girl. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just removing all the negative barriers and traumas that I had been going through to allow the true me to shine.
Good deal, good deal. And you're doing an amazing job.
Praise the Lord. Thank you.
Like she be out here living her life and living her best life and doing great things. I be loving seeing her when she's out of her introvert shell and out into the world and just giving her light to other people. So I like that. And again, that goes back to a lot of the things that we were talking about, doing more things for ourselves. So what does your self-care look like?
So my self-care looks like yesterday. Okay, so I work at Delta State full time. And so during the summer, we work just 4 days a week with 10 hours. And so Fridays we're off. So my self-care right now looks like on Fridays, I get up and do homework and stuff. And then yesterday I just got up and I put on, baby, this halter top dress.
Oh.
I beat my face. I did my hair and I just went out into the streets and was just everything, like with not thinking about work, not thinking about being Sha'Ketta the sister, Sha'Ketta this, Sha'Ketta. No, I'm just Keith. Just Keith. That's it. Just just being free to just be myself. I do take time to do get my feet done and stuff. I do travel, and spend time with my family. And again, like I like to play games, so anytime there's like something fun or whatever going on, I'm gonna try to make sure I'm there.
Yeah, she has showed up and showed out at my little get together. We might end up having movie or game night tonight anyway, so we'll see that.
That's why you was asking me what I'm doing.
Yeah, okay. So I know growing into the women that we are, we have to look back at who we used to be. Some things, you might want to say, I wish I wouldn't have did that. But if you could go back and talk to your 18-year-old self, what would you tell her?
I would tell her to take it easy on yourself, because like from the time I was a girl, like I have been volunteering with nonprofits with my mama and my grandma and my auntie since I was 9 years old. They had me typing, like literally full-fledged typing by the time I was 10 years old. So I would tell my 18-year-old self to relax. It's going to happen. Everything you want is going to happen in its time. Ain't nothing that you can do to quicken it or hurry the process, but you need to just enjoy life. Yeah, so I would say relax, girl.
Yes, I always say stay in the moment.
Yeah,
I'm trying to continue that, because sometimes I'll be 5-10 years in and I'm like, why? And I'll be like, I won't even remember this moment because I was too far ahead. So.
And I'm gonna tell you, and so like we, the other day about the post when I was telling you, okay, so with my nonprofit organization, we have an event coming up, and so I asked everybody to fast on Thursday. So we fasted, and so what God was telling me to tell everybody was we need to take time to take a step back so that we can just appreciate where we've come, and we can brag on ourselves and recognize our accomplishments. And so during our meeting on Thursday night, everybody did it, and people were on the call literally crying. Some people were crying because they couldn't think of accomplishments, and then other people would start pouring into them, but you have done this, you have done this, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes it just takes us stepping back, like you said, being present in the freaking moment to say, hey, like I'm a bad mama jamma, I did this. And like I told them, we are living in manifested prayers. Our life right now is like the total sum of prayers that we've prayed and things that we've done. And so like we just have to take time sometimes to just step back. And so on a whole unrelated thing, Christina didn't know what I was talking about with my nonprofit. And so the next post of the next day for my organization, she posted brag on yourself. And so I'm like, babe, I was like, baby, we so in sync. She's like, alignment. I was like, that's it, And so again, it goes back to the relationships. Allow God to send people your way, and he will work things out. But yeah.
You have to center yourself to be able to listen and hear his word. And when he do, that alignment is on point.
It is.
Well. I also like, since you say you like to do different things, what is on your bucket list? Like what type of adventures, different foods, fun trips? What's on your bucket list?
This might sound crazy. Marriage is on my bucket list. And kids. Listen. I'll be 40 this year, or whatever, and I don't have any kids and I'm not married. And so those are two things that are on my bucket list, of course, in God's timing. But on a more serious note, like I went bungee jumping one time. Yeah, hold that look, because I made it to the top. I got harnessed and everything, and then I looked down. I was like, "This ain't gonna happen." So I got off. So
No.
I would really like to do that and go through with it. No, it's a no for you.
It's like,
Oh.
no.
Yeah. See, I want to try stuff. I rode a horse before, so
Okay.
I want to, do that again and just get into exploring me and find out other things that I like. So, like, that's my bucket list, just learning Sha'Ketta.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can dig it. But no, I'm not going in no air and coming down. I don't need my stomach going in and outside my body. I just don't need that. But I'll try horseback riding. I want to try jet skiing.
Oh,
Now, now height wise, I might try what is parasailing.
Yes.
I just might. That's a big might. But yeah, me and heights don't work. We don't get along.
Oh, wow.
Like I literally, I was about to beat my little cousin up for taking me on a roller coaster. I said, "Don't you ever ask me to go on this again." It's the unknown where you taking me, and I don't like that. I don't know. Maybe that's a self control, like a control thing.
Yeah, I feel you.
But yeah, I just can't.
I promise I get it.
Now we're gonna flip the switch. We're gonna flip the switch today. This is the end segment of this, but I'm gonna flip it over and let it be a beginning segment. Welcome the co-host of this segment of Ask Kaylee. Ask me anything.
Woo!
Anything you want. Take it over.
Okay, so I did jot down 4 questions.
Okay.
So recently, what was one unexpected challenge that you experienced, and how were you able to overcome it?
Ooh.
Do 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 do.
It sounds weird, but it's been little unexpected things, and I feel like it always try to test like how quickly I'll get mad or how quickly I can resolve in it. But I've had a couple flat tires just randomly, boom, and that happened. Last week I went to go get it changed, so I ordered tires from Walmart, and they were supposed to get delivered. So when I got there for my appointment, they were not there. My tires were not there, but they were already paid for.
Oh, Lord.
And the guy was like, "Well, come back in about an hour, and see if they got delivered." Still didn't get delivered, so I ended up had to buy a whole new set of tires also. So now my card has been charged for two sets of tires.
Jeez.
At this point, yeah. So I had to dispute the charges from my bank. Well, they decided that they was gonna close the card without asking me first. So luckily, I took my mom out for her late Mother's Day surprise, and luckily I didn't have to use that particular card while we were out. But when we got back with the McDonald's, and the guy was like, "Oh, your card is declined." I'm like, "No, all my money is there, all of it." So I had to call them, and my card is out. All of my money is on my bank card. So I'm trying not to get mad at Walmart. I'm trying not to get mad at Regions. And I feel like that was a testing moment because I don't like confrontation. I don't like talking on the phone. I've said this plenty of times. So being able to navigate those different conversations and be patient, and I'm assuming the Lord was protecting me from spending my money frivolously. So that's what we're going to say. Luckily, I had a backup card, so I'm okay, and I'm still waiting on my new card now. Count your days, Regions.
Oh, gosh. You see how you were able to put a positive spin on such a negative situation, baby? Because I would have let a couple of 4-letter words come out. So, like, yeah, you're better than me. So, yeah, that is great. I appreciate you for that. And so my second question is, when it comes to like this podcast, I've seen you do, talk to a different couple of people, but like how was this birthed? Or, where's the origin of the podcast?
Oh.
And where do you see it going?
Well, it came about during the pandemic. And like I said, like we both have said, we are both introverts. So this has been a new avenue that has helped me to hone my communication skills and be able to talk And because sometimes I find myself talking to myself and I be talking for a long time and I was like, I didn't even know I could do this. But it came about because I always wanted to just talk to different people who have businesses to see what their mindset is. As a music artist as well, I always like to network with different music artists to see where they are within their process and just see how we can kind of co-collaborate and, you know, make each other better. So through these conversations, we get business conversations, we get tips, we get fun, we get support, and, you know, just the uplift that we need. So I like that community of being able to talk to the different areas that I'm interested in, those multiple hats combining in one space.
That's a perfect segue into my next question. So I said, literally, you wear multiple hats. So, like, tell us, you know, a couple of the hats that you wear and how you manage to juggle it all.
Okay, well, I am Kaylee, is a artist. Personally, I am a graphic designer, dabbling in a little bit of photography, social media manager, brand manager, music manager, podcaster, YouTuber. Yeah. So all of it boils down to creativity. I've always been creative in some type of way. And then I will always be thinking of how can I turn this into a business? Little me learning how to finesse a couple dollars. Like my auntie used to come in like, Chrissy, let me borrow $1. And I was like, well, when you come back, you got to give me $2.
No, seriously? I love it.
So I've always been able to, you know, think a little bit, you know, beyond just what it is. I did people's graduation invitations when I was in school. I'm self-taught in graphic design. That came about with me just trying to keep my mind off of my breakup. And that person, he would say, I made you the best designer. And I was like, okay, I kind of give you that. I kind of give you that because I was literally fighting my sleep trying not to think about it. And I learned so much in the process and learned how to network with different DJs and promoters at that time. Wow. Then I went back and got my degree in it. So that's how that works. I'm always a self-taught type of person, but if I want to know more about it, I go 110% on it. So just being able to figure out, I like to say that I figured it out. Mm-hmm. So figuring out these different avenues to help me better myself in communication, in business, in creative aspirations, that's where they come from.
And so how you juggle it?
How I juggle it? Sometimes I get overwhelmed. I do. Yeah. And I'm in a space where I'm learning if I don't have the capacity for it. And this is since post-surgery, my body had started to overheat as I was starting to think about all of the things that I need to do. But I've been trying to give myself grace and be kind and say, hey, if you don't have the capacity for it, don't do it. Give yourself rest. And I just finished a Bible plan with one of my friends. Shout out to Felicia. We did it together because I know that we both struggle with trying to be everything for everybody. Like we give so much and we become depleted. We become empty. And sometimes it's okay to rest mentally, physically, spiritually, and get that rejuvenation that you need. So we spent time this past week to focus in on God and just make sure that we are rejuvenated.
I love that. I love it. Y'all hear that? Get into it. Rejuvenate yourself. Please do.
Be kind. Give yourself grace. Don't beat yourself up.
And so my last question is, you do all of those things, wear all of those hats. What are some hobbies that you have, like some outlets aside from work that you do? And if you don't say the things that I'm thinking about, I will say the things that I'm thinking about when you get done.
I like to cook. I like to bake a little bit.
A little? Y'all, this woman baked a whole cake. It's the letter A, and it's a 2-tiered cake. And it has all these kind of flowers and stuff. And we walked in looking like, where did you buy this? Oh, I made this morning. What? Okay. And then with the leftover cake, she made some cake pops and stuff. And then on top of that, they called her, what does Nikiki call you?
Barb the Builder. So
can she build it? Yes, she can. everything. This girl.
And that was another thing I was gonna say. Since I've moved into the new place, I've been getting things together. I built my table, I built my bed. I have videos of that. I put together my TV stand. I put together my dressers in the room. Like I've been since the doctor cleared me. I've been on my barb.
I love
it. So yeah, I like being, like I said, I like being able to say, yeah, I can do it. I like shopping. I like traveling. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do for my birthday. So we'll see. It's I party all month long.
You gonna parasail? Put that on that.
You trying to put me in the air?
Hey. Yeah. Well, those are all of my questions that I had. So thank you so much for entertaining us today.
Me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving the people the information. Thank you for just giving me a little bit of your time today. Thank you for being a good friend.
Oh.
So that's all I have for you guys today. We appreciate you for stopping in. If you have any questions, you have any topics you want to discuss at a later time, you have music that you want us to help get out, definitely reach out at the email that's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. And you know what? Always keep it bossy, keep it saucy, and don't forget to tell your girl how you bossing, all right?